Hello. I've got a ton of things to do this morning, so let's get going. It is nearly time for the chicks to arrive. Two things are happening. One is that I have now sorted out the incubator and put it into, well, what we call lockdown. So this is the second incubator, and I'll do this tomorrow. But I've taken the main part of the incubator off the auto turner. You'll see up here, so now it's just sitting still. I've taken the dividers out between the eggs, so they're now just lying down and still. And I've also topped up the water in the two reservoirs that are in the base of the incubator to increase the humidity and shut the little vent down on the top to about 1/3 rather than 1/2 open. So that should increase the humidity in there up to about 65%, because it's only a couple more days until those eggs are due to hatch. Well, now it's all very well the eggs hatching, but once those chicks are out, they can't live in the incubator, so obviously I need to get their nursery pen sorted out. Lots of people call it a brooder box, and indeed it is quite a big brooder box, but it's big enough to almost be called a nursery pen. A year and a half ago, Mr. J and I set up this nursery system here, which works absolutely brilliantly for us, but I need to get it cleaned out and ready for the new chicks. Finishing cleaning this is going to take a little while. I'll finish it off and then come and show you the next stage. So that's stage one complete. Next is stage two, which is to get fresh bedding in there and sort out the doors or the lids on the top, because some of the hinges of those are broken. So I'm going to go and get some more cable ties and fix those on as well. So what we've got here is a series of what we call poultry panels. They're pieces of 2x1 that are covered with a 1-inch metal netting, and then on top of that we've added a 1/4-inch hardware cloth over the top of it as added protection. So we've used cable ties to fix those together to form a rectangle, and then we've got 3 across the top. The one in the middle is fixed onto the frame, which makes it rigid, and the 2 end ones lift. They've got a hook in them here, and then we just use a piece of baling twine up to the rafter, which allows us to hold the lid open so that we can access in there without getting clonked on the head by the lid. So the base of it is a sheet of plywood, which we then attach this frame onto. So it's screwed onto that piece of plywood, and then the whole thing is bolted onto a large wooden pallet, which then sits on a metal pallet to raise it up. And I may well raise it up by one more pallet's worth this year, just because it makes it a little bit easier for me to reach into it. If I was doing this again and doing it from scratch, well, you know, hindsight being what it is, I wouldn't make this as deep from top to bottom. So rather than using 3 foot by 2 foot panels, I think I would do it 3 foot long and 18 inches high. So that's about 45 centimetres by about 90 centimetres. Just because when you're trying to reach in, this is almost longer than the length of my arm, which makes reaching into it really quite uncomfortable. So I've completed the next stage. I've got the chopped rapeseed straw into the base of this nursery pen. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to close it down, put the covers back over the top so that our chickens don't get up on the top, poop on it, and the poop all drop through. And then I'm ready for the next stage of cleaning things. So there we go, that's okay for me to leave it now with the girls having a look around it. And then I need to wash and sterilise the little feeding thing there, clean off the top of this unit, and wash the electronic hen over there. Obviously I don't immerse that in water because it's electric, but I do use antibacterial wipes over the top of it to get all the muck off it, and on the underneath and the legs, so it's a nice clean start for the chicks. One of the things we do for the chicks once they're in that pen is to limit the access that the big girls have to them. So what we do is halfway down the stable here we have a door, and I'll close this off so the big girls are at that end where their nesting boxes are, and the chicks will stay at this end. They'll be able to hear each other and they'll be able to see each other through the partition, but it just gives the chicks a chance to settle in and feel comfortable before the big chickens are right up next to them having a look at them. About a month ago, Mr. J and I made a video about our 5 homesteading goals for 2018, and I set up a collaboration and invited other channels to send in their goals. Well, do you know what? They're still doing it. So I'm going to leave a link above to that playlist of goals, because there are some fabulous goals that people are setting themselves for 2018. Really exciting stuff. There are more videos being added all the time. A new one went up this morning. There are now something like 30 videos in that collaboration. So if you saw it early on, it's definitely worth going back and having a look. And if you haven't seen it before, definitely click the link, have a look. There are some really nice homesteading goal videos from homesteads large and small. Well, that's it for me today. I'm going to go and finish off those last few bits. I'll show you the entire setup in 3 or 4 days time, when hopefully we are moving new chicks into the nursery pen. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one, and I also hope you can join me again tomorrow.